we're pleased that we were able to separate a little bit in the second half and play much better basketball. I thought we did a nice job of taking what the game was giving us, which was we were getting the ball around the rim. They were putting two on the ball screens. I think the scout is out. So we had great reps going against it. I think overall we moved the ball a little bit better today. We had better impulse control where we had some home runs that we could have taken a shot at. We pulled them back and ran offense much more tonight than we have been lately. So we're a work in process. I'm very happy with our guys' actual processes and routines on a daily basis. I think we're getting better despite the stats not showing it right now. I think we're definitely planting some seeds to play good ball soon, hopefully sooner than later. But we're happy with the direction we're going. We're not ecstatic of where we are with our performance right now, but just got to keep pushing forward.
Tony?
Yeah, Dusty, in the exhibition, Yaxel had 31 and 12, and you said the coaches felt like he could have impacted winning more. How do you feel he impacted winning tonight?
I thought on the offensive end he was awesome, and our guys did a better job at getting him in his spots. And I thought St. John's, we did a really good job of finding him in the flow. We weren't stopping to get organized to look for him and run something for him. And tonight, I think just about every dead ball, we ran something for him. At least the intent was for him to create the advantage. And it seems off the top of my head like every time we ran something for him, something good happened. And part of that is we haven't done it, so the other teams haven't scouted Yaks in the mid-post. But that should be a good weapon going forward, especially with his unselfishness. I thought we generated, we go 5 for 25 from three. I thought we generated paint touch threes for the most part with good shooters. And I felt like in the first half they were all straight hitting the back of the rim. So I think those shots are going to drop for us. But we're just trying to be a team that on the nights that they don't, we can still find a way. And so far, how many games we played? 4. So we've found a way to win 4 games, and 3 of them we haven't shot well. And obviously, we haven't been playing a low-level schedule. Wake Forest is a good ball club at TCU. I watched them beat Texas Tech last year at home. They're a good program, good team. And so we're figuring ourselves out why we're able to win. But sooner than later, we have to start playing more efficient offensive basketball.
Xavier?
Still on Yaxel, you mentioned a couple days ago about looking for your cheat code, and tonight Yaxel was perfect within the arc, and also from the free throw line as well. Is he kind of that guy now?
Yeah, I mean, obviously he can do a lot of things, and he's still improving daily. I thought he took the open threes that were there. I thought he took the mid-post options when they were there. And then I thought he got to a lot of 50-50 basketballs and came up with majority of them. So I think if you can go 80-20 or 75-25 on 50-50 basketballs, that's pretty good. But he's capable of even more. Defensively, we're still making too many errors for what we can become. Obviously, our defense is pretty good now, but we still have a leap to make on that side of the ball. And I do think our offense didn't hurt our defense as frequently tonight as it has been lately.
Andrew?
Dusty, you talked the other day about still figuring out, lineups. I guess what went into tonight's new starting lineup, and was there anything else you learned about any combinations tonight?
No, I didn't learn anything about the combinations off the top of my head, and I haven't looked at the numbers. We played the big lineup late, and it seemed like it was dominant defensively again. It seemed like it wasn't quite as I don't think there was any rhythm offensively, and we have to fix some things. We know what the issues are. We have to get our guys to do it more frequently. So no, not really. We're gonna tinker. I mean, I think Roddy Gale's played as well as a 4-game sample size. Off the top of my head, he's probably played as well as anyone on our program, and he's coming off the bench. We're just looking for rotations. We're looking for guys that play well together. We wanted to see Merez with that first group tonight versus Adai, and Adai had missed a practice or so that went into the decision-making process. So no, we're not married to anything right now. We're still looking for the right combinations and right rhythm, but it might be just a night-by-night basis with this team until we figure it out. It might be 15, 20 games before we do.
Tom?
Yeah, Dusty, speaking of rotations, I think 12 months ago in the in the second half, you had 9 players with double-digit minutes. So, I mean, is that gonna be a long-term intent? And can Winters Grady be part as a number 10 guy when he gets healthy with his ankle, I think it was, to be part of that rotation?
You know, Winters is in a tough spot because he is an elite shooter. Even the one he missed today, kind of fumbled it and shot it after a shot fake, and I thought it was going in. And so he's going to have moments this year where I think he really impacts impacts the team in real moments that are important. And we have 3 games in 3 days in Vegas. So I could see us in the near future going with a little bit longer, deeper rotation than we do maybe in the first round of the Big Ten tournament or whatever the case. But he's in a tough spot because that's not easy to do. If you don't know when you're going to play, where you're going to play, how much you're going to play, it's tough to stay ready. But it also shows how elite the guys that can do it are. But yeah, I think on any given night we're going to play 8 or 9 for sure.
Would he be considered one of your better perimeter shooters from beyond the arc on your team?
Yeah, absolutely. There's no one that's seen him shoot the basketball that would argue that he's one of our better perimeter shooters. Yes, he's a lead at that. He's a high level knockdown shooter.
Kelly?
LJ gave you some great energy off the bench in that first half, including that one steal he had. He was telling us back here that he was kind of getting back to his roots from high school, that not a lot of people knew him as a defensive player. Did you see those flashes when you were recruiting him in high school? And I guess how much did his impact help you tonight with that first half? Didn't really go as smoothly as the second half.
You know, just thinking back to when I fell in love with LJ, and he was good with his AU team, and he played on a very, very good travel team. They were well coached. They were deep. He actually came off the bench, and so he was a good player. I mean, he played well. But then when we saw him with his high school team and he had a bigger role, and we just thought, like, this guy knows what it takes to win. And he had some big time matchups, and he really took on the challenge. But if he said he was an elite high school defender, I need to go back and see some of that tape.
I don't think he said that.
We only have a limited amount of evaluations, and they must not have been on the same nights. But no, LJ's capable of impacting the game on both ends. I thought in the first half he gave us a real jolt. He changed the game with his energy and his passion. I don't think he played nearly as well in the second half for whatever reason, and we'll look at the film and try to figure it out. But we need him to be an impactful player for us if we're going to max out as a group, because he's what we need as well. He's a playmaker. He's a pesky defender. He's strong. He's tough. So he brings a lot of the things to the table that this team needs.
Sam?
Yaxel just said that he likes to start games off by maybe passing first and looking for his teammates more. Are you looking for him to be more aggressive early, or are you okay with him sort of going in his own flow?
I don't want guys overthinking it. I want them taking what the game presents. If he's got an advantage to his right hand going downhill, I want him to take what the game presents. And ideally that's a rim finish, but like tonight, he got to the rim and they came over late for a verticality, and he skipped it to the 3. We kicked it back to Elliott. In those possessions, even when they don't go in, I feel like we're going to rebound 50+% of those, because the defense is broken down. We're in rhythm, we're cutting, we're moving, and then everything is positive. And so I want these guys to live. I don't want them going into each possession saying I need to do this. I want them to I want them to read their man. I want them to read the ball and their teammates, and take whatever the game gives them.
Anthony?
It seems like you guys were about as active with your hands as you could be without fouling a ton. I guess, what do you make of the defensive effort and what you saw there?
I love what we can become defensively, and the assistant coaches were stressing that before the game of giving these guys a tangible number of deflections, and we don't give a lot of tangible numbers. It's more percentage of rebounds and percentage of this, because we want to play with 90 possessions, and if a team makes us play in the 60s and 70s, the numbers are skewed. But we didn't offensive rebound enough. We were more active today. I thought our intensity was better, and we just let teams move the ball and be too comfortable against us. So I think we've got to do a better job going forward of when the offensive player catches the ball, his momentum is going away from the basket, so we're not on our heels as much. But defensively, we got a very, very high ceiling. We could end up being one of the top teams in the country if we continue to get better, to learn the nuances of our defense and then stay committed to it.
John?
You mentioned defense and intensity. Yaxel said that you asked the team for more aggression in the second half. What areas, what particular forms does that take in your mind, or did it?
It did, and obviously when the ball's going in, it's energizing. In the first half, I thought we generated A-plus looks that didn't go in, and it impacted our in-between game, our transition, our conversion, and then it impacted our defense a little bit as well. That's why I was so happy with the second team, because they came in and gave us that defensive jolt without having to score in the baskets. And anyone's ever played the game of basketball, when you have an energizing play, you're going to defend with more energy. You may not defend smarter or whatever the case, but so I think simply by us getting off to a good start and not being consumed with is the ball going in or is it not, and then when it started dropping in, we just found a little bit more rhythm. And then defensively, I mean, we're huge, we're athletic, we're disruptive, and so when we rebound the ball and finish possessions, it seemed like they got us several threes out of their 10. They averaged 13 a game. Out of their 10 threes, I feel like 3 or 4 or 5 of them were on second or third shots. And once again, our first shot defense has been really, really good this year. We've just given up too many second chance efforts, and a lot of it's been we're not pursuing the ball well enough from the perimeter. We're not jumping. We're not going after it like we need to, and so we're, like I said, we have a lot of room for improvement, but our guys have been committed to working and going in the right direction.
Got time for a couple more, Charles?
Yeah, you mentioned going out to Vegas next week. What have you seen through these first 4 games that gives you confidence that you can pick up a few high-quality wins next week?
Nothing gives me confidence that we're going to pick up a few quality wins other than just we have a really good team. We're capable of playing really good basketball. But I haven't watched San Diego State. I've watched Auburn, obviously. We're very familiar with them. They sent us home last year, but they're talented. And I know their personnel. I know most of their players. I don't know them all together well. The confidence that I have to go get a couple wins is simply because we have a really, really good staff and really, really good players. That's it right now. Now it's time to turn the page and start studying for what we need to do.
Over here.
You've been talking about the defense a lot, and I think right off the tip, Morez kind of had a nice impact on the defensive side of the ball on those first couple possessions. I guess, how does he help you guys kind of set the tone defensively?
He's the guy on our team that always gets to the ball. You see his verticalities, how many shots he changes, and those have a residual effect, in my opinion, on the other team. When you get to the rim and a dive blocks your first 2, or Morez goes vertical and blocks your shot, the next time you're a little bit less aggressive, more tentative going to the rim. And so there's never been a film session where Rez hasn't been the quickest guy to the ball on our team. And I think a big part of it, obviously, he's very gifted with his size and athleticism, but his focus and determination and the ability to concentrate every rep is, I think, his separator. So he's going to continue to improve as we get him more involved offensively, but he brings a lot of winning qualities to our team. He's extremely important.
Tony, you want to close this out?
Yeah, Dusty, just one more on Vegas. I guess, what do you hope to get out of a tournament like this?
Hope for some vitamin D. I hope we stay healthy, and I hope these 3 games in 3 days show us what we need to do, continue to do or do better to win the Big Ten tournament. I know some coaches and programs don't value as much a 18-team tournament this year, 18 last year, 14 against 18 really good teams, winning 3 games in 3 days, a lot of times against Sweet 16, 3 straight Sweet 16 wins or whatever the case. So we want to win the Big Ten tournament again. We want to be in position to compete for it. So 3 games in 3 days gives us an opportunity to prepare like that, to take care of our bodies and prioritize the next game immediately when the buzzer sounds after game 1 and game 2. And then we've got to be able to learn on the fly where we don't have time to practice in between, where we go straight from a game, film session, walk through, and be able to apply things. That's the secret sauce of elite teams. So hopefully we'll see us doing that on the fly. But nonetheless, we are 100% a growth mindset program. We need to be better next week than we are today. We need to continue to learn more about our team, and whether we win or whether we lose, we're not going to be too high or too low, because our season is long and we have a high ceiling.
Thank you so much, Coach.
Thank you, guys.